Hello everyone, let's see some fidget toys. So let's get started.
Today, I'm testing out fidget toys. I bought 7 altogether to see if they're any good, and I spent a total of £84. Fidget toys can help to relieve stress and anxiety and have a really calming effect. And I really want to know which is your favourite out of these. So make sure you let me know in the comments. The first one we're going to look at is this Shashibo shape-shifting cube. It cost me 25 quid, so I'm hoping it's good. So we've got this really brightly coloured cube, and apparently we can shift it into over 70 different shapes. So I think we kind of open it up and fold it over and wow, look at that. Whoa, this thing is crazy. It kind of folds and twists and bends, and it also kind of just sticks together on itself. Apparently it contains 36 rare earth magnets. So I was just fiddling and playing around with it, and after a minute or so I seemed to make this. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? And bearing in mind it is a fidget toy, I thought I'd better try spinning it. Well, it seemed to work. If we take a look at the instructions, there really are all sorts of shapes we can make. I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes playing with it to try and learn some, then show you how I got on, so stick around. But next I'm going to take a look at these. We've all seen stress balls before, but the advert for these did look really cool. So open it up, and they came in a pack of 3. Take one out, and you can see it's this giant stress ball decorated like a watermelon. It's lovely and soft and squidgy, but look what happens when I squeeze it. Whoa, check that out. You can see the red watermelon and seeds inside. That's so cool. Then slowly release it, you can feel it all kind of running down in between your fingers. Stress balls are great, aren't they? And I've got to say, this one does feel really good quality. It's just so cool how it's green one minute, then squeeze it and it's a completely different colour. The green just seems to go transparent, and you can see the red and black orbies inside. Let it go and it turns green again. That's so clever. This pack of 3 cost me £10 altogether. What is quite sweet is when I took the other 2 out, I found this little thank you card from the seller. And inside were 3 little gift cards which you can use if you're giving the balls away to someone. And of course, if you've got 3 stress balls, you've got to try squidging them all together, haven't you? They're a nice silent fidget toy, but probably a little bit too big to fit in your pocket. I do think you could play with these for ages though. And if you want to buy any of today's gadgets, there's links in the description. The next fidget toy I got came in this case.
Why the ending is so wild. No cap.
Oh, finally, I can skip it.
Open it up, and it's this metal spaceship fidget spinner. And because it's all metal, there really is a decent weight to it. It definitely doesn't feel cheap or plasticky. It really is solid. There's some cool little UFO design features on it, and it does something else really fun, which I'll show you in a minute. Give it a spin, and it spins beautifully. You can even hold the outside and just spin the middle. And because it has got some weight to it, it carries on spinning for ages. I like placing it down and having a spinning UFO on the table. It's actually really cool when it spins a little bit slower. So, the other thing that came in this case with a spinner was this micro little flashlight. It might be small, but it's actually really powerful. And the reason they give it to us is because these green bits on the spaceship are actually glow in the dark. So we can use this torch to shine over them and charge them up. Then just dim the lights and take a look. Oh yeah, that's really cool. A green whiz of light. You can slow it right down. And when they start to get dim, just charge them up again with a torch. Nice, what a cool toy. So this one cost me £13. I'd definitely say it's nice and portable, and also nice and quiet, but I'm not sure you'd play with it for quite as long as you would with some of the other fidget toys here. What do you think? Next we're going to take a look at this box. Remove the outer plastic, and you can see they call it the fingers ring. Huh, that's a funny name. Well, let's see what it is. It comes well packaged with a layer of foam around it, and it looks kind of like a large nut. Lift it out, and there we go. It's like one of those cool fidget cubes with a different fidget on each side. There's all sorts to press and play with on here. So I think the idea is you slide your finger in like this to hold it, and if you like, you can just spin the whole thing around your finger or play with the fidgets. So we've got this thumbstick here, which you can freely move around like a controller, or press it down. That's cool. Then there's these 3 little rollers which make a small clicking sound. They're a bit like the dials on a combination lock. And underneath we've got this roller ball. It feels nice and smooth just rolling your thumb over it. On the next side we've got this circular spinning disc. This one also gives a clicking sound. Next we've got these 5 buttons. The 4 outer ones make a noise and the middle one's silent. This one's like a smooth thumb pad that you can just smooth your thumb down into. That's quite nice actually. And on the final side, we've got this toggle switch. That's also really satisfying. I'd definitely say there's some longevity here because there's so many things to play with. This one cost me £9, so it is one of the cheaper gadgets here today. It is nice and portable, but lots of the functions are a little bit noisy. The next one we're going to look at is this really curious blue and red cube. It's made out of anodized metal, and it's great quality. And you can see these red parts, both on the top and bottom, are free to rotate. Oh, hang on a minute. I see. You can spin the blue bit. Whoa, that's really cool. How on earth do they make this? Let's have a look. Oh, you can just pull this part off. And oh, look, there's the bearing. Oh, I see. This piece also slides out. And here's the main body of the piece, the blue section. I was worried these corner bits may be a bit sharp, but they're okay. To reassemble it, you push the shaft through first, and you can see there's actually a small magnet in the end of it, which is what holds the other side on and allows it to rotate independently. Oh, that really is a cool design. This one cost me £8.50, and personally I think it's a really good little fidget. It's super nice and smooth just to rub your thumb over, and it's really nice just being able to rotate one corner like this. So, on to the next one. Let's take a look inside this tin. Open it up, and we've got this really cool kind of chain and gears. Take it out of the packaging, and let's have a closer look. Well, check it out. It's all linked together with a chain, and it definitely looks and feels totally different to the other gadgets. You can kind of do all sorts with this. Hold it in the middle of one gear, and just twist the chain. Rotate it round and round on itself, like this. Or maybe just keep rotating the center by holding the chain. You could try and spin it round in your fingers, like this. Or use it almost like a caterpillar track on a digger. Inside the case, it comes with these spare screws. That's a really good idea, because it would be so annoying if you lost one and couldn't use it anymore. But of course, seeing these screws has made me want to take it apart to see what it's like. So I unscrewed one of the gears like this, and once it's off, remove the chain. And there we go. That's kind of like the backbone of the fidget. For reassembly, the chain just goes back over the sprocket and fix the other one back on the other side. This one cost me £12. Now, it does make a little bit of noise, but generally it is very quiet. It's definitely portable though, and it would fit easily in your pocket. There are quite a few different ways you could play with it, so I think it's got a decent bit of longevity. Next, I want to show you this fidget. It comes in this black and white box, and when we open it up, we've got this 3D infinite flip spinner. So it's like multi-layered levels of spinning. Each one of the rings spins independently, and there's a bearing in the middle so you can spin the whole thing like a fidget spinner. Whoa, that's crazy. It is just made out of plastic, and it does feel a little bit cheap, but it is quite a cool toy. I like the way it goes really flat, so again, it is really portable, and it's another silent toy. There's all sorts of different ways you can kind of spin and flick this, but essentially it is kind of all the same. This one was the cheapest out of the batch at only £6, but what do you think about the longevity of this? I think it looks great, but there is quite a high chance you might get bored of it quite quickly. So I ended up playing with a shape-shifting cube for about half an hour actually, and I'm finding it really fun. I'll show you some of the shapes I can make. So we start with a cube, and with a few quick movements we can make this star. And check that out, you can even slide your arm through it. From there, if we do a few more folds, you get this kind of illusion of 3 cubes. How cool is that? Fold them round and kind of in on itself, and we get this amazing kind of ball. This geometric shape must have a proper name. Anyone know what it's called? And from there, we can do a few more clever moves, and we get these really cool 3 little pyramids. Fold these in on themselves, and we make this triangle. This thing's so clever, and if we turn this over, it's just the 3 pyramids upside down. And there's all sorts of other weird and wonderful shapes I made along the way. I think it's a fantastic toy, and it comes in a whole range of different colours and styles. It is a little bit on the larger side, so probably too big to fit in your pocket. The magnets snapping together do make a little bit of noise, and it's definitely on the more expensive side. But I think the longevity of it will be brilliant. Imagine being able to make all 70 shapes. And if you've enjoyed this fidget cube, you might really like this amazing fidget ball. Not only does it look great, but it's really good fun. And you can see this and more fidget toys by clicking the link here.